Welcome to the video. Nick here from Noob to Pro, and I hope you are doing great today. We've been talking all about the different creatures of Ark, giving you tips and tricks on how to tame them, what to do with them, and have they got any special abilities. Today is all about the Thylacoleo, so let's go find one. We're looking at the Thylacoleo spawn map for the island, and as you can see, they are quite rare and only spawn in Redwood Forest. I want to quickly show you where I am on the map. We're just here on top of Redwood Mountain. We'll have a quick look at the coordinates, and they are 56, 7, 47, 7. Now the reason I'm showing you this, it is one of the only safe places around Redwood Forest to actually fly below the treetops. As you can see, some of the trees around here are the thin ones, and the Thylacoleos cannot climb those thin tree trunks. The thicker ones over there in the distance, they will be on there. For those of you that don't know, the Thylacoleos spawn on the trees and will pounce at any prey going past, including you on a flyer, and they will knock you off and your day will be ruined from there. Here is another place that it's safe around Redwood to fly. So a quick look on the map, if we can get out of the sun's glare. There we go. So we're all the way to the west of Redwood, and we are right above the lake. The coordinates are 62 to 34, 6. And I'll just show you. We can fly all the way down, and it's quite safe. Obviously, you are still susceptible to attack from anything on the ground down here. I'm just showing you that it's safe to fly, and the Thylacoleos can't get you from the trees here. And as you can see, again, these are the thinner tree trunks that the Thylacoleos cannot climb up, and you can fly literally all the way to the beach. We'll just get to the beach and see the coordinates there. So if you wanted to come to the beach and fly into Redwood, you would be able to from there. Now, if you are using this technique to capture a Thylacoleo, they often are found on the ground as well as clinging to the trees. Just have a quick look at the map. And there we are, right at the north point of Redwood Beach there, and the coordinates are 54, 9, 35, 9. As I'm saying, if you wanted to use this way to try and catch a Thylacoleo, you could fly around this part of the forest without fear of them jumping off the trees at you. So this is probably my favourite hunting ground for the Thylo. Eventually we found a Thylacoleo down here. It has taken some time, but oh, he's a level 116, that's great. So, like I was saying, it's taken some time, but it is worth the wait. Now, all we need to do, because he's in this safe area, we'd fly down there and pluck him up into the air and take him to our taming pen. And there we go. Now, oh right, he got one bite in there, but as you can see, as we're flying up, he's not getting any bites in at all. He can't hit us, but as we level off, he will be able to. So that's why we're using a high level imprinted Argent Savers. If you haven't got any imprinted ones, just get a high level one and get as much into its health and its stamina as possible. And I've come to the wrong side of Redwood. Okay, that's embarrassing. It's going to take me a while now to get him to my taming pen, because it is away from here and it's going to be a bit hairy whether I get him there or not. I'm going to cut now, and we are nearly here. So yeah, it's been a bit of a hairy ride, but we've eventually got him here. We're nearly out of stamina, and he's done a lot of damage to Hurricane here, but we've got him there. That's what counts. So all we need to do now is, well, I'm going to put Hurricane in a cryopod because of how damaged he is, and then all we need to do is get the Thyla tranked out. Now we're using a long neck rifle with trank darts, You can also use a crossbow with trank arrows. If you've got a high level one, I wouldn't just try use a primitive one because it's going to take some time. And you could also use the shocking trank dots if you are a high enough level. Now these guys have got a headshot multiplier, so if you can aim for the head, you're going to get them tranked out a bit quicker than if you hit their body. Now all I'm going to do is keep offloading the trank dots into him. I'm not going to wait a few seconds as you sometimes do to let the tranquilizer get into his system. These guys have got a really large health pool and it's not going to really affect them at all if you just keep firing and firing and firing. It's just going to make sure that the tranquilizer gets in there. They've got a very high torpor rate of going down, so if you do leave it too long between shots, they might even start losing torpor before the next shot gets in there. So like I said, best to just keep loading the trank darts or trank arrows, whichever you're using, into him. Now I would expect him to be turning to run quite soon, and that will be an indication that his torpor is up and he's ready to fall unconscious. Maybe he's got his head stuck in that window, so he might not actually turn to run. We'll have to wait and see. Don't think it's going to take too much longer. And there he is, unconscious. Brilliant. Okay, now all we need to do is get into the taming pen. We're quite safe in here, and we're going to get some kibble into him. It's extraordinary kibble for the Thylacoleo. I know it's the hardest one to make, it's the most expensive, but it is worth it. And we've put some narcotics in there. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to use them. Probably not using the kibble, but I've got them just in case. So we'll have a quick look at its stats. Right, that's a decent health and 2,220 there. His stamina's decent also, over 1,100. Now that's a good weight, 552 there, and his melee damage at 190. So all those stats I'm really pleased with. Now once he levels out, he will get an extra, what level is he? 116. He should get an extra 57 levels. They get half of their original levels -1, so it should be 57. Now if those 57 levels go where we want them, in the health, the stamina, the weight and the melee damage, this is going to be a really good Thylacoleo. So let's keep our fingers crossed for that. Now as I said, I'm using the kibble, and that is because it is by far the most effective way of taming these guys. You're going to get the most levels on taming. You can use any type of meat. Now I'll put the list up on screen. Just note that unlike the rest of the creatures on Ark, these guys prefer the cooked variants over the raw variants of all the meats there. Now, as well as you're losing a lot of taming effectiveness, it's all going to take you so much longer if you're using some of the lower effective meats there. So yes, I know this kibble is expensive and it's hard to get because of the eggs, but it is more than worth your while. Maybe if you're only going for a low-level Thylacoleo, maybe it's your first one and you're not too bothered about it, so you just want one and you want to get riding one because they are great to ride, then yeah, just get some of the prime meats, cooked prime meat and what have you, and get that into him if you're not ready to make the extraordinary kibble yet. But if you are going for levels and you're going for breeding maybe, then you really do need to be using the kibble. Now the Thylacoleo saddle is learnt at level 51. It is made in the smithy and it is made out of hide, fibre and metal ingots. Now this guy is going to take quite some time to tame. Yeah, I think it's probably about 9 minutes, something like that, maybe a bit longer. Yeah, it is actually going to be longer than that for this level. So I'm going to jump forward to when he's tamed and I will see you then. Okay then, if I've got my timing right, this guy is going to wake up any second now. And there we go. So he's leveled out at 173 just as expected. We'll have a quick look at the stats there. He's got 3,360 on the health, so that's gone up by over 1,000. That's great. His stamina has gone up by about 500, so that's also great. The weight, 600, can't really ask for more than that. And the melee damage at 323. So I'm really happy with all those stats. So let's find out what this guy can do. You don't need a dino gate when you've got a Thylo. You just jump straight over the wall. Now, usually I don't think I'd be taking a freshly tamed creature into Redwood, but I reckon this guy can handle it. So let's find out what he's going to do here. I think we'll check out the terrain first. Usually these rocks, most creatures, they'd be in the way. You'd have to go around them or what have you. This guy climbs over them, jumps over them, and it's as if they're not there. Sheer rock face here, no problem whatsoever. He's got a really good jump, jumps a long way, jumps quite high. Any creatures getting in his way, like a terror bird here, he's going to destroy it quite easily. There we go. Now, these guys have a special ability. Their climbing is really good. Basically, any vertical surface, whether it be a redwood tree, a cliff face, or even a building, a fence, or whatever on your base, this guy can climb straight up it. But it's not just how they can climb, it's once they're up there, they can turn and pounce on any creature below. It's got to be something that's weighs less than it. Sorry, got my words mixed up there. It's got to be something that weighs less than the Thylo, and he can pin it and kill it there. So I'm just going to try it here, and oh, I missed. I think that was something to do with that fly attacking me just as I was lining it up. Oh, and I've got some of these horrible thieving little things. Right, this didn't go exactly how I expected. I think one of those stole my cryopod. That cryopod's got a high level Rex in it, so I want that back. Where is it? The thieving little... Is that it there? I think that's it. Right, let's hope. Yeah, that's got my Rex. A level 194 Rex in that cryopod, so I didn't want to lose that. Anyway, let's try that again. So we climb the tree, we turn around, and you can see it's got the crosshairs there. Now we need to find something to pounce on. Now, while I'm waiting, I'm just going to ask you guys for what you want to see next. I'm going to put any videos out there that you want. Are you struggling with any creatures, struggling to tame them, find out what to do with them? Put a comment down below and I will get that video done for you. Also, I'm thinking about doing a playthrough series, so let me know if you want to see that. I'll put that out there for you as well. Oh, what's down there? There's nothing there. There's a Dimorphodon there. They're pretty cool creatures. I didn't used to tame those, and it took me quite some time of playing out before I tamed one of those. Then I thought to myself, why have I not been taming these? They're pretty cool creatures. I might actually do a video on those quite soon. Oh, if I can't find anything else, I'll pounce on that. The only thing about those, if there's any others in the area, then they will come and defend each other, and they are pretty brutal. So if I can't find anything else, I'm going to have to risk it. It'll be a pretty good shot if I can get it, to tell you the truth, because they're flying around there. Let's give it a few more seconds to see anything else, but if not, that Dimorphodon, yeah, let's go for it. Okay, so we pounce off, we grab hold of it with our claws, and we destroy it. It's absolutely defenseless until it is dead. Now, I said if there was any more in the area, they'd come and defend it, and they have done. So that's a Thylacoleo special ability. Now, let's find something a bit bigger to see what else he's capable of. We're going along Redwood Beach, and another Thylacoleo jumped out at us. So we're going to trank this guy out. Now, Thylacoleos, because they've got such a large health pool, you can just sit on the back, and because you can use your weapons off the back of them, the Thyla is taking all the damage, you're not taking any. My Thyla can take plenty of damage while I get this guy tranked out. don't know what level it is. So, oh, it's only a low level. It's a level 4. So I'm going to kill this one. If I ever find a low level Thylacoleo around, I always kill it, because hoping then a high level will respawn in its place. We found ourselves a level 150 Rex. I always like to see if I'm testing out a fighting creature, I like to find out what they can do against a high level Rex. So let's just wait for this guy to anger on us. They get distracted so easily, these guys, that they can be a bit of a pain. When you don't want them around, they'll be attacking you straight away. When you want them to, they'll go for anything apart from you. So let's just see what he's going to do. Come on, guy. What about me? Forget the bear. No, he's going to kill the bear. Okay, I'll kill a compy instead. There you go. Oh, we'll just give him a few seconds. He's trashing that bear very easily. Right, surely. Now. Okay, here he is. Right, okay, so he gives us our raw, and okay, he's doing 62 damage, or 99 damage as well, so he can do quite a lot of damage, but we can do 129 damage. This is going to be a close fight. Now remember, I haven't leveled up my Thylacoleo whatsoever. He's still at the exact same stats as what he was when he tamed out, so he's got a few levels that I could have put into him, and I could have given him a lot more health and a lot more melee damage. When you do put a leveling into the health, it goes up considerably. But the Rex is running. Oh, he turns back. I think we're going to trash this Rex. Now, we are going to be quite damaged ourselves, but as you can see, that Rex is very nearly dead. So, and there we go. So Thylacoleo can take on a level 150 Rex, no problem. Like I say, I've got 10 levels there. I could have easily put those in, but we lost, what, about 2,000 health, just over. Now, as I said, if I put some into his melee damage, he would have taken on that Rex a lot easier. And we'll put some into the health, get it up to about 5,000. So he wouldn't have even been worried about it at all. Compared to other land-based animals, the Thylacoleo is a really, really good swimmer, as we can see here. Now, for a creature that can climb as well as these guys, they're going to have to be able to take some fall damage as well. So let's just find out. We're going to go off the top of the volcano here, and we're going to see what happens. We're going to try to get all the way down as far as we can. And first of all, you'll see how quickly we get to the bottom and to the beach. But also we're seeing how much fall damage this guy can take. This fall would have killed most creatures, and it's as simple as that. The Thylacoleo, though it does take fall damage, it isn't taking it as bad as other creatures would do. So we'll just get down to the beach here, and we'll have a look at what damage this guy has taken. So let's have a look. He's taken about a Microraptor. I hate these guys as well. They do like to get in the way. So sorry, let's have a look again at the stats there. So he's taken about 1,500, 1,600 damage, but that is coming all the way down from the top of the volcano. So I'm pretty impressed with that. Final thoughts on the Thylacoleo. These guys can be quite a tricky tame, but that's purely down to the fact that they live in redwood forest. If you can get them out of there into a taming pen, it will make your life so much easier. Just remember, if you're not going to be using Kibble, then you will need quite a lot of narcotic as well. There are other ways of taming these guys, and there's one of them on our video all about the Mesopithecus. I will leave a link to that video at the end of this one. Once you've got them tamed, these guys are brilliant. They can cross any terrain on the map, they can take on most creatures on the map, they can dish out loads of damage, and they can also take lots as well. Get yourself a high level breeding pair. imprint on the baby, and you've got yourself an awesome creature. If I had to find a downside, it would be that they cannot get to the boss battles. If you've learnt anything from this video, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any more of our videos like the one showing on screen right now. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day.